Yesterday, NAOV, right here was the trade plan. And remember, these are what I do in the daily income trader system is we do what I call, pre-planned trade ideas. Like a lot of you, I'm guessing a lot of you are in, trading mentorship programs or you're in rooms, etc. And typically what happens, it's kind of standard, whether it be, chat rooms or alert services, they buy the stock, okay? And I'm not bashing this, by the way. This is just kind of the reality of how it works. They buy the stock, then they send the alert out, whether it be email or text, etc. So basically what happens, and again, I'm not bashing, this is just the reality of the industry, is they're already in the stock and then you get notified seconds or minutes later. What I have always done differently is we prepare for these plans in advance of the move so that you can be entering at the right time, not 5 minutes later or 30 seconds later or whatever. So anyway, and I do this every day. Do it every day in the daily income trader system. NAOV yesterday had a signal. That's the entry signal, $2.50. So you know when to buy. Okay, you're not playing guessing games. You know when to buy, which is great. A lot of you don't know that. Okay, that's why you're struggling. That's why that's why you're in the Facebook group, because you're struggling. When do I buy, Tim? Tim, I saw NAOV yesterday. When do I buy? I told you, $2.50. Now, what's the second most important? When do I sell? When do I stop? When do I take profits? Notice there's a stop there, $2.25. Notice there's also a goal there. And then also, on top of that, I tell you why. I tell you why this is the stock. So you don't have to figure out any of these four components. You don't have to figure, well, five, really. At the end of the day, the first component is the ticker. What's the ticker? Second component is the why. Why is this the one? Third component is where you buy it. Fourth component is where you stop out if it doesn't work. And then the fifth component is where do you take profits if it does work. Now, with NAOV, check this out. This thing went so far past the goal. So it hit the signal at about 9:45 a.m. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. And immediately went to 3+. Now, my plan was very conservative. It went to 420. But listen, if you're a more aggressive trader, you could have scaled out. Okay? And then let's fast forward to today. ACER. And guys, remember, if you're a member of the Daily Income Trader System, you get all these notes sent to you in your email. Okay? You also get access to my Evernote. Okay? So there's no guessing games. Okay? All these notes. This is from this morning. Look at this. 4 pages of notes, at least. You have access to all of that. Okay? Then, back to today. The number one stock and the only stock. Basically, the only stock we talked about this morning was ACER. Well, okay, so right there, component number one, you got the ticker. You got the ticker. Now you got the thesis. Remember the thesis here. Trash stock, low float, great volume, very confusing news, but cheap locates for short sellers to pile in. This open weeks and reclaims the high of the day. The trade plan is initiated. Otherwise, if it dies, it dies. Never a dip buy, etc. Ticker, number one. Thesis, number two. Entry, 121. When did ACER hit 121? It hit it at, I can't believe that, 9:42 a.m. Oh, can't believe that. Never seen anything like that. Hence the sarcasm. Next, we have a stop at 106, basically VWAP, and then the goal was 159. So far today, it's gone to 163. So, back-to-back days, one trade idea, all laid out. And listen, I don't think ACER is done for the day yet. But if you're short on time, you could have been in and out in a matter of minutes, had killer risk to reward and NAOV as well as ACER today. And again, if you're more aggressive, maybe you're letting some ride here for the bigger move to the upside. So, So a couple questions that we had earlier Listen, what is a short squeeze? Well, so how to identify a short squeeze? What is an example of a short squeeze? And how can traders capitalize on these opportunities? So here's the beauty, guys. ACER, okay? So these are some questions that a lot of you send in advance. Okay, let's start at the top. What is a short squeeze? A short squeeze is a stock that moves completely disconnected from reality, okay? And ACER had, let me go back to my notes. It's kind of funny that that we had these as pre-sent in questions, and they're good questions. And they all apply to the best stock of the day, ACER. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So ACER, if you notice in the notes, and guys, this is from 8:30 a.m. Okay, all these notes are from 8:30 a.m. This isn't like revisionist history, okay? I didn't just, type these up like right before the webinar. Many of you are in the daily income trader system already, okay? Anyway, so I'm not just like cherry picking either. This was the number one stock of the day. It was really the only stock we talked about. So if you notice, I say the news is very confusing. They bought back some rights to some drug. They're selling out to a competitor. They had a conference call this morning. Everyone was confused on ACER, both long and short. Now, that is something that we look for. We want to find stocks that are disconnected from reality. The more disconnected from reality they are, the more likely they are to squeeze. Now, what does that mean? I mean, think about it. If this news is dubious, if this is a trash stock, that's what short sellers look for, okay? They want stocks that are absolute trash, that they think that are going to completely collapse, and they can make money when the stock goes down. And again, if you notice, I mentioned cheap locates. What does that mean? A lot of you guys might not know what that means. When I say cheap locates, that means that it is very inexpensive for short sellers to short this stock, okay? And many of you may or may not know this. You have to pay fees, okay? You have to pay fees when you short a stock. That's one of the drawbacks of it. And some of these stocks, very expensive to short. Vice versa, I believe ACER was like 3/1000th of a penny to short. Very cheap. That attracts shorts. Cheaper the locates, better the potential for the squeeze because it's cheaper. I mean, listen, if you're paying 10, 20, 30 cents a share to short a dollar stock, are you going to do that? I mean, no. I mean, because keep in mind, if you pay let's say you pay 10 cents a share on ACER. As soon as you enter the stock, you're down 10 cents a share. This may be confusing to a lot of you guys. I'm answering the questions, okay? But understand, these are one of the reasons that I beg people to learn how to go long first. Because you don't even know when to buy a stock. You don't know so many things. And now you got to deal with locate fees. Now you got to deal with borrow interest. I mean, it just makes it more complex. Now, something that I will also say, people always think I am anti-short selling. I am not. I am not. And I beat this into everyone's head. I am not against short selling. What I'm against, you want to know what I'm against? Is people that have no idea how to even buy a stock, shorting stocks, okay? Newbies should never be short selling. Now, if you've been around the block, you're consistently profitable, short away. But newbies should not. It's confusing. It's expensive. The potential for things to go bad are very high. You have to respect that. So next is the price action. Guys, read the news, okay? If this opens weak, look at it opened at like 110 and dropped to the low 90s. Weak price action. Then, if it reclaims the high of the day, the trade plan is initiated. Because that weak remember, as a long trader, you're looking to buy strength. As a short seller, you're looking to short weakness. So we got the price action, we got the thesis, we got cheap locates, we had everything. So That is exactly what we look for every single day for the best trading opportunities. And listen, understand, ACER will end badly. It will end badly. This is not a good company. This is not a swing trade. This is not an investment. Okay? But if you know what to look for, you can identify the best short squeezes. So let me go back to questions. So what is a short squeeze? ACER. ACER is a perfect example. How to identify it, dubious news and weak price action and cheap locates. What is an example of a short squeeze? ACER. And NAOV, really, yesterday. How can traders capitalize on these opportunities? By trading a dip and rip. Like, flat out. Trade the dip and rip. ACER, NAOV, both perfect examples of that. And you should be looking for these setups every single day. Why was your entry so much higher in the Oracle signal? Because I teach people to be very, very, very conservative. Rachel, and everyone, please write this down. So I teach, and actually, please, everyone, please write this down. I teach how to trade the most volatile stocks in the safest manner possible. One more time. I teach how to trade the most volatile stocks in the safest manner possible. Why is that? Okay? And I'm going to finish on this, guys. Please bring questions, guys. I'll go 45 minutes or an hour if you guys bring questions, okay? Next week, show up and bring questions. Now, why do I teach how to trade the most volatile stocks in the safest manner possible? Number one, it's the best potential for profits. It's the best way to grow a small account. And number two, I have to teach you to be conservative because 90% of traders fail. I can't teach you all of these things if you blow up in a month, okay? I can't teach you chart patterns. I can't teach you how to interpret the news. I can't teach you how to identify a short squeeze. I can't teach you all of this if you blow up next week. So I gotta keep you alive. Seriously. Like, that's how I approach this. I am trying to keep each and every one of you alive because I can't teach you if you give up next week. If you give up next month and you quit attending webinars and you quit studying, I can't help you at that point. You're beyond my reach. But if I can keep you in the game, if I can keep you showing up every day, making small money, maybe losing small money, maybe catching an occasional big winner, taking another small loss. If I keep you alive and keep you showing up every day, then now I have the time to teach you this. I can't teach it all in 3 weeks. I can't teach it all in 3 months. But if I can keep you alive for a year, man, I can teach you this stuff. That's why. All right, guys. Good stuff today. ACER and NAOV, please study those and bring questions next week. We'll see you next time.